Good morning. The last lecture we have learned about that effect of rotor angle in mutual inductance. So as the air gap is uniform, we came to know that rotor inductance, self inductance, and stator self inductance are constant, but mutual inductance it varies with respect to theta, rotor angle. So that we will come to know at rotor angle is 0, maximum mutual inductance. At rotor angle is 90-degree, mutual inductance will be 0. Then again mutual inductance will be minus negative maximum at rotor angle is pi. So now in this lecture we are going to learn about how the torque is generated, how the power is generated. In this power, what are the components are included, and how one can derive this equation of power in this linear motion. So let me share my my white screen. So in this last class, we have learned that we have one magnet coil is placed here. I don't know whether you just to remember in this previous lecture you can understand. This is the coil, and the current which is flowing through this is I. Supply voltage is V. Then here another one plunger is placed here. So the distance we came to know that X. Distance we came to know that X. So based on the distance, inductance will change. That is why we have written as Lx into I. The flux linkages we can written as Lx into I. Now assume in this circuit we have one resistance as well. The resistance is R, resistance as well. So when we write this voltage equation of this circuit, we can write voltage, input voltage is nothing but resistance in the circuit and the current flowing through the circuit, and plus the rate of change of flux linkage d by dt of psi. We already know there is an induced EMF will be there, due to that flux linkages will be there. So already we know that inductance, this flux linkage psi can be written as L of x into I. Flux linkage psi can be written as L of x into I. So accordingly, we can have this equation V is nothing but R into I plus d by dt of L of x into I. L is the function of inductance. You already know if there is a moving part, that inductance is the function of the distance. Then so now as this is the inductance is the function of distance, so this inductance is not constant. So inductance will varies with respect to distance as well. So that accordingly we can write voltage equation can be R into I plus d into d of L of x divided by dt plus I into I into UV form, U into dV plus V into du form. So I into dl of x divided by dt plus L of x into di divided by dt. L of x into di divided by dt. Then now we can, if you write this power equation, we know power is nothing but voltage into current. So power is that is equal to R I square plus I square into dl of x divided by dt plus I into L of x into di divided by dt. I into L of x into di divided by dt. So which has the component of, we know already I squared R is nothing but resistive loss Then this is consisting of output will be mechanical movement and magnetic field. Some magnetic field, rate of change of magnetic field will be there, plus output power will be there. So this can be the combination of mechanical power output plus rate of change of field energy. Rate of change of field energy. Why rate of change of field energy? When we give the supply to this winding, magnetic field will be produced. So based on the current, there is a changes in the field. So that is why when we give the input power as a V into I, there is having resistive loss, then there is having output power will be there, mechanical output power will be there, then rate of change of field energy will be there. So let me analyze. We are going to split in this equation. Let me take, this is the equation 1, which one is the mechanical power output, and which one is the rate of change of field energy. For that, let me take the rate of change of field energy alone. Rate of change of field energy alone. In this rate of change of field energy, for that, if suppose in your winding having only inductance, if the winding is having only the winding will be there. So we are giving the supply here. The supply voltage is V, and flux linkages will be there psi, right? So from this, what we can write directly, voltage is equal to d by dt of psi. The voltage is equal to d by dt of psi if the resistance is avoided. So since I am going to analyze only what is meant by rate of change of field energy, for that I should know the flux linkage and voltage equation through the flux linkage. That is why I have written the voltage is equal to d by dt of psi. So assume for this analysis, assume that this magnetic circuit is linear. Magnetic circuit is linear. What is meant by magnetic circuit is linear? For example, if there is in y-axis there is the flux, then x-axis there is a current, that proportionality will be, that changing will be the linear. So if this is linear, we already know flux linkage L is lambda psi is equal to L into I. If this lambda psi and I, this effect of these two are linear, automatically this inductance will be constant. Automatically the inductance will be constant. So we are assuming magnetic circuit is linear. Then second assumption is we are neglecting iron losses. Hysteresis loss and eddy current losses, we are neglecting this iron losses in this circuit. So these are all the two assumptions. So as this inductance is fixed as a number, so what we can write now, right? So we have to write directly, whenever is the inductance is constant, slope is inductance, if the inductance is constant, automatically for particular time we have to find out what is the energy stored in this inductor, energy in the inductance, another energy in the magnetic field. So once you come to know energy in the magnetic field, so from that we can find out rate of change of field energy. Rate of change of field energy in the magnetic field. What is mean by formula for energy? Energy E can be write as, we can write here W magnetic field energy, we can write it as integral of power into time. Power with respect to time. So for particular time period 0 to t, particular time period 0 to t, power into time is equal to energy. So now W magnetic field energy is equal to integral of 0 to t. What is power? V into I into dt. Integral of 0 to t, what is power? V into I into dt. Already we know what is voltage. Voltage in the second equation we know voltage is nothing but d by dt of psi. So that is equal to a time period d by dt of Psi is nothing but d by dt of psi into I into dt. D by dt of psi into dt. So we can dt will be cancelled. So we can write it as integration of 0 to t I into d differentiation of psi. Integration of t in differentiation of psi. So now this integration is call it as integration of u into dv form. Integration of u into dv form. What we will write? uv minus integral v into du. So now I am substitute. This is u. I is nothing but u. Psi is nothing but v. So we can write uv in the sense I into psi. I into psi minus integration of psi into dA. Psi into dA. UV terms, just you can use this formula so that I into psi minus psi into dI. So now this current, whenever the time is changing, 0 to time period, current is changing from 0 to I. Any one of the current, assumed it as I. So now we can write it as what is psi? Psi is nothing but L into I. So that we can have I into psi. Sorry, I into L into I minus integral 0 to I L I into di. So already we know I into di integration will be I square by 2. So we can have Li square minus half Li square. So that we can end up with half Li square. So the energy in the magnetic field, we can write it as energy in the magnetic field is half into Li square. Half into Li square. So this what we have derived now. Now our aim is we should understand what is meant by rate of change of field energy. Rate of change of field energy. Then we can substitute this first equation. So let me rewrite this first two equations once again. B into I equal to I into I squared R plus I squared dl divided by dt, then plus I into L into di divided by dt. Then this is the equation number 1 we have already derived, which has resistive loss, and this is the combination of rate of change of magnetic field energy with respect to time, rate of change of magnetic field energy plus mechanical output power. Mechanical output power. Already we have derived this equation of magnetic field energy, that is equal to half Li square. Half Li square. So now as this in this case we have now we have to write it as we have to derive it is what is the rate of change of field energy, so that dW magnetic field divided by dt is nothing but half I square into dl divided by dt plus Li into d I divided by dt. Since in our circuit, for this analysis only we have take it as inductance is constant. But in our circuit, this inductance is varying with respect to time. So let me once again I will explain this. We are assuming a linear circuit. So from that we have come to know magnetic field energy. But for our case, inductance will varies with respect to time. So we can write half L of x into I square. Half L of x into I square. So now if you write it, this differentiation, rate of change of field energy is divided by dt is nothing but half L of x into differentiation of I square is 2 into I. Differentiation of I square is 2 into I. So we can write 2 into I into di divided by dt plus then half I square into dl of x divided by dt. So 2 will be cancelled. Therefore, L of x into I into di divided by dt plus half I square into dl of x divided by dt. Half I square into dl of x divided by dt. So now this is your mechanical power plus magnetized rate of change of inductance. So this is your rate of change of inductance. So this is our equation number 2. So how one can find out this mechanical power? We already know d by dt of this is equal to. So now if you substitute this P mechanical power plus half Li square, L of x into I plus half Li square. So now if you substitute this in this equation, we will come to know what is the mechanical power. Just substituting this value of d omega by dt plus already we know, let me substitute it here, dw magnetic field divided by dt plus P mechanical power is nothing but this L of x into I into di divided by dt plus half I square into dl of x divided by dt. This is our equation 2 plus mechanical field energy, mechanical output. Now we already know what is this value. This value from this equation 1, I square into dl divided by dt plus I into L into di divided by dt. So this is our equation 1. So if we equate like this, so we will have this rate of change of mechanical field energy. So we have rate of change of field energy, so that we can end up with this equation like this. 1 minute, let me erase this. Small mistake I made it. So this is our equation number 2. Equation number 2. What is L of x into I into di by dt plus half I square into dl of x divided by dt. So now this plus this equal to, this is the power. This is total power. We can write this plus mechanical power equal to, this is the total. So from this 1 and 2 equation we can write L of x into I into di divided by dt plus half I square into dl of x divided by dt, that is by dt, plus mechanical power is nothing but I square into dl divided by dt plus I into L into di divided by dt. So this is magnetic rate of change of magnetic field plus mechanical is nothing but this total. So from this here half I square dl of x, this is dl of x, this also IL of x. So now I half I square, this will be cancelled and it will come it as half I square dl of x divided by dt. Then I in the L of x divided by dt, I in the L of x divided by dt will be cancelled. So we can write it as P mechanical power equal to half I square dl of x divided by dt. We can rearrange this equation. What is mean by power? Power mechanic. So not only power, for assume that this is our force. This is a linear motion, so you can write it as force. This is equal to force in this mechanical device. Force. For what is mean by, sorry, this is power only. What is mean by the power? Power is equal to force into velocity. Force into velocity. So how we can write now? Half I square dl of x divided by dx into dx divided by dt. So this is nothing but force. This is nothing but velocity. So we can write power is nothing but half I square dl of x divided by dt into dx divided by dt. So let me take, this is our force and this is our velocity. So this what we have concluded for linear motion, how that power output power, mechanical output power equal to half I square dl of x divided by dt into dx divided by dt. So similarly for rotational motion, we can take in this differently. Power, mechanical power can be written as, this is similar one, half I square dl theta divided by dt into d theta divided by dt. This is for rotational motion. One can do derive, already we know inductance formula, L of theta into I. Now flux linkage is nothing but L of theta into I. So from this, if you derive like this, we can get this for rotational motion also, we will get like this. Usually in the previous case, in this plunger, we have, this is a plunger having mass and it is having one dashpot, then having spring element, then this is fixed here. So if the force acting on this body, as per this control system we have already learned, what is that force is m in the d square x by dt square plus b into dx divided by dt. This is b, this is k, so we can write plus k into x. So if you know this voltage equation of this model, and if you know that power equation of the model, and if you know the force equation of the model, one can try with, for variation of current, we have to solve this equation so that we can one can find out what is a current response, what is a force response, what is a rotor angle response, everything. So this is what we want to conclude. So let me conclude with this. For stored energy in the magnetic field is half L I square. Then rate of change of field energy will be normally input power is nothing but losses plus rate of change of field energy plus mechanical output power. From this mechanical output power for linear motion, half I square dl of x divided by dt, then into dx divided by dt, that means force into velocity. At the same time, for mechanical rotational motion, torque into angular speed, torque into omega, so that omega is nothing but d theta divided by dt, torque is nothing but half I square into dl of theta divided by dt. So with this, I would like to conclude today's presentation. So let me summarize all those things till this today's lecture. Last lecture we have learned what is the effect of inductance based on the distance, and how the effect will be based on the rotor angle, how the mutual inductance will be if the rotor is uniform. If the rotor is uniform, self-inductance of the stator as well as self-inductance of the rotors are same. At the same time, mutual inductance will vary with respect to theta. Then finally, we will come to know how that effect is changes in this rotor angle and the distance between the magnetic field and the coil, and how the torque component, how the power component, power is nothing but force into distance, force into velocity in a linear motion. For angular motion, force into angular motion, torque into angular speed in RPS. So I hope you understood. If you have a doubts, kindly text, kindly comment on it. Accordingly, I will try to solve it. If you have mistake, also kindly put it on our comment box so that I can correct it in this forthcoming lecture. So wish you all the best. Thank you.